Good evening, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. As you can see from the stream title, we are doing quite a few unboxings today. I've got a few items that I received over the course of the weekend, culminating in the KBD67 Lite aluminum case. So yeah, hopefully you guys stick around till the end as I unbox it and give some of my initial thoughts and reaction. Let's see, I think it was last week. Last week I reached out to KBD fans and be like, hey, a lot of people have been asking me, should I buy the aluminum chassis for the KBD67 Lite? And I'm like, I have no idea because I don't know. But my best guess is, if you like the KBD67 Lite for the deep thocks, you might be disappointed with the aluminum version. And so far from the typing sounds that I've heard, I'm correct. There we go. Let's go see. Let's go see what this board is all about. Okay. Pretty much typical KBD fans unboxing experience. Huh. Okay. Comes with extra screws and the tool to take apart the board along with rubber feet. Perfect. And there it is. Yeah, that is quite a bit heavier. Just the case alone is heavier than a built KBD67 Lite. Let's put away the case. Let's put away the box. Alright, I did ask for a gray one. Here we go, that's the gray one. And will you look at that? It's actually a better logo now. It's their newer KBD fans logo. And look at that, a much better logo on the back compared to their Comic Sans like font. Actually, this is a better one to show. I kind of wish that the weight would have been visible from the outside rather than from the inside. Huh. And what I will do for the time being is put on the feet. And I'm noticing that this doesn't feel like it's anodized. It almost feels like it's powder coated. Alright, let's take this apart. Let's take this board apart. Alright, let's see what this thing looks like on the inside. There we go. Very interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna grab the third KBD67 Lite and see if the parts can be mixed and matched. I'm super curious about that. Super curious. Okay, do I have all the screws out? Yes, I do. Alright. So yeah, this is a somewhat modified bottom. So hopefully the plastic bottom can fit. Let's see. Let's just look at the differences between the two. Yeah, there are some very big differences I'm seeing already. So I don't think it can actually fit. But here, let's try. Just for kicks. Does everything line up? Does everything line up? Let's see. If I line that up there, it does not line up. So you will not be able to mix and match. Okay, well, that was somewhat expected. Somewhat expected. There, how about plastic? Plastic on the metal. It's probably going to be the same issue there. Yep, does not all line up. Apparently the plastic case is a little longer and a little wider than the metal. So I can line up like the screws that go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry. I can line up these screws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But these last screws won't line up because the plastic will be sticking out a little bit. Or I guess you could shift it this way, you know. So yeah, it's not gonna work. Like it will work, but it will look super janky. Yeah, this is the unit I'll be swapping in. That is the plan. But for those of you just tuning in, oh, hold on. My playlist ended. Oh no, it's just starting a new song here. And yeah, for those just tuning in, I showed that you can't mix and match the plastic case with the new metal case. Well, you can, but you will end up with a janky combination. So I'd rather not do that. Those caps will look nice in the gray. I know, right? Disastertron uses knife. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what a lot of people use. You just got your KBD67 and I'm pretty surprised how well it sounds and feels. Yeah, it's an amazing board. I was very pleasantly surprised when I received mine. Oh, you're right. It is really tight. What the heck? You can see how tight that is. And just typing on it without the top half, I can definitely feel how a lot of that thock has disappeared. Yeah, the gray on this looks really good. Check it out. That's actually looking really good. I love how this looks. That looks so good. Oh man. Right here, let me just... Okay, just on my quick typing over here, it's resulted in a stiffer board. It's a stiffer board, and that thock has pretty much well, I wouldn't say disappeared, but let's say if this board had 80% thock, like in its plastic form, it now is probably dropped down to maybe 30. Like, it still thocks, but now it sounds more like a clack. So, if you caught the original build streams between these two boards, the R2 is slightly thockier, deeper sounding than the R1, and that was demonstrated when I compared the plastic of the R1 versus the R2. So now, you know, I guess let's just compare them. Oh, actually, I should pause the music while we're doing this. There we go. Music paused. Both are using 205G0 lubed Gateron Yellows, and it's the same type of ePBT. So these boards are built almost identically. Alright, we'll start off with some pseudo typing of this guy. I'll just type whatever's in chat right now. I'm pretty impressed. I like this better than the KBD67 Mark II. That board really disappointed me. Like when I first built it, it was fine, but the more I typed on it, like as the weeks went on, I realized that it was a very stiff board, and I just stopped typing on it. A lot of people have said that I should have tried a non-brass plate because it would have given me better sounds, but you know, if you were to buy that and then cut your own plate, all that stuff, you might as well have just invested in a KBD67 Lite with aluminum chassis. What do I think about ortholinear keyboards? They're fine. DJ Band says, good evening, Merlin. Any recommendation where can I get plate cut, preferably on the East Coast? Yes, you can actually, you know what? I should mention that actually. I have a new sponsor. I was gonna talk about it next Sunday actually, but you know, since you asked the question, I might as well do it now. Might as well do it now. It is actually I've talked about them quite a lot, and I like their products. You might have heard me talk about them before, but what I'm talking about is Green Door Geeks. Green Door Geeks is located in Florida, and they are my newest partner. If you use code WIZARD, you can get 5% discount for all of their foam or their palm plates. So hopefully that's something that would interest you. Yeah, in fact, Green Door Geeks has sent me quite a lot of foam and quite a few plates. The one I'm most excited about is my Xeno plate. The Xeno is another one of those boards that I was super excited about, but then after typing on it, I was like, this is so stiff, I don't want to type on it anymore. So once I build it with a palm plate, maybe, just maybe, I will like my Xeno. Who knows? This is the Phantom 65 from Novelkeys from their round 1 sale. Round 1 sale had Cerakoted, not anodized, so I think I lucked out on joining on the R1. This is built with with an aluminum plate and with queen switches. Lubed queen switches, and I'm using ePBT teal on it. Yeah, this is a good example of one of my clackier boards. So I'm not going to plug it in, just going to type random stuff. This is still a Thaki board, except it's clackier. If you're hoping this to be extremely clacky, it's not. It's still thocky, just not as stocky as the KBD67 Lite. Alright. So what I have here is KBD Fan's newest aluminum chassis for the KBD67 Lite. Basically, you can take all the internals of the KBD67 Lite, PCB, the plate, the silicon dampener, all of the internals, and just swap it right in. Open up the case, do the swap, quick and easy. Quick and easy, you know? I will have to say that it is a tighter fit than the plastic Lite. So just be careful when you're closing it. Make sure everything is lined up correctly before you screw it in. The case itself is heavier than a fully built KBD67 Lite. I don't have the exact numbers on me, but this is a much heavier board. Much heavier board, mainly because I think of the brass weight that's inside of it. Let's see, what else can I say? A lot of the things that I critiqued on the KBD67 Lite has been fixed. The most notable one is the KBD Fans logo. Like this one is not Comic Sans. This makes the board feel much, quote unquote, higher end. And let's see. And one of the tests that I did tonight is to see whether or not I could mix and match the aluminum case and the KBD67's plastic. The answer is kinda. Just because the plastic is wider and longer, you could get 6 of the screws to line up, but the last set wouldn't. So when you try to align the internals with it, you're gonna need to do a lot of snipping in order for it to work. I would not recommend it unless jank is your name, you know. Yeah, I would not recommend that. In terms of typing and sound, the typing definitely stiffened up. Not to an uncomfortable extent, just stiffer than the KBD67 Lite. Like it's not a bad feel. It's not terrible. It's just stiffer. What I would describe as terrible is the KBD67 Mark II. That one with the stock brass plate just was difficult for me to type on. I was a little worried that this would feel the same, but no, this one actually feels pretty good. This one feels pretty good. Let's see what else. In terms of sound, if you've been watching any of the YouTube videos for typing sounds, you should know already that some of the thock has disappeared. In some videos, all the thock has disappeared. But for me, using Gateron Yellows 205G0 lube Gateron Yellows with ePBT keycaps, compared with my KBD67 Lite, I'd say, like earlier I mentioned, if it was 80% thock, it's now closer to 30% thock. It is still a thocky board, just now it's clackier. Right, so if you're comparing it to the KBD67 Lite, it's less thocky. If you're comparing it to a clocky board like the Phantom 65, it is definitely a thocky board, you know? So, yeah, I guess it just depends on how you want to compare this. Let's see, other things I want to say about it. Earlier I mentioned the KBD67 Mark II. If you're considering a metal board, a metal 65% from KBD Fans, don't buy the KBD67 Mark II. This is not necessarily an upgrade unless your definition of better is metal. This is not an upgrade. This is just makes it a different board, right? Makes it a different board. If your definition of better is it's metal and it's heavy, then this is absolutely an upgrade. But if not, this just makes it a different board. Doesn't make it any worse. Doesn't make it any better than the KBD67 Lite. It's just different. Like I would classify this as a pretty decent board. It's not a bad board. But yeah, it is now 8:36 p.m. PDT here in Seattle, Washington. Thanks guys for watching. Hope I was able to give you guys some thoughts that would help you make a purchase on KBD Fans. So yeah, thanks guys for coming in. My next stream will be probably this Thursday. Thursdays are usually my optional stream days, but lately I've had lots of stuff to do, so I'm probably gonna do some keyboard chores. So yeah, Thanks guys for joining in, and you will most likely see this guy on my desk for the next upcoming streams. Alright guys, have a good rest of your Tuesday wherever you are, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye everyone.